Hello everyone, welcome back to another edition of Barnstormer Baseball Cards. I'm Jeff. Today we're going to open a rack pack from 1983 Topps Football. I bought this from a friend of mine named John, and I was looking at this tag a little bit earlier, and it's from Treasury Drug, and it was 99 cents in 1983, almost 40 years ago. There are a lot of good rookies in here. The most notable are Marcus Howland and Mike Singletary from the Bears. I'd hope to pull those. We'll see what's in here. There are no Hall of Famers on the front, as you can see, and as well as the back. Let's hope that there's some good stuff hiding inside there. At the time these were printed, there were nearly 40 different Hall of Famers playing in the league. So, as you can see by all the stands I've set out, I'm hoping that we're going to pull quite a few here today. So, without any further ado, let's get started. I'm going to start down here on the far right. Cut this section out. So we can see we've got Keith Dorney on top. All right. Mr. Dorney with the Lions. Tony Franklin of the Eagles. Dennis Thurman of the Cowboys. Wayne Wilson of the Saints. This is Hanford Dixon of the Browns. Ron Springs of the Cowboys. Gary Danielson of the Detroit Lions. There's one with the Hall of Famer on it. This is your 1982 NFL rushing leaders. Mr. Tony Dorsett is there on the left for the Dallas Cowboys. That would be the first one showing a Hall of Famer. See if we can find one of Mr. Dorsett by himself. Greg Buttle of the Jets. Drew Pearson of the Cowboys. Ernie Rohn of the Dolphins. Derland Moore of the Saints. Frank Hawkins of the Raiders, playing our Kansas City Chiefs. Nope, 49ers. Sorry. Dave Logan of the Browns. Joe Klecko of the Jets. Preston Denard of the Rams. And our final card of that section, Joe Cribbs of the Bills. All right, moving on to the second section, or the middle section. Again, we have Keith Dorney on top. We did not get shorted on Mr. Dorney. Junior Miller of the Falcons. Rick Upchurch of the Broncos. Billy Sims of the Lions. There's a lot of places out now. Billy Sims barbecue has become big. I haven't tried it yet, but maybe someday I will. But there's Mr. Sims on a card. Baltimore Colts team leaders card. Randy McMillan, rushing yards, 305. Boy, that wouldn't cut it in today's NFL. Probably didn't cut it back then. Franco Harris, rushing yards, 604. The Steelers, Franco Harris, another Hall of Famer. Again, we like to find him by himself, but we'll lay that over there with Mr. Tony Dorsett. 1982 AFC Championship card. The Dolphins scored 14, the Jets 0. And for the Buccaneers, we have Neil Colsey. Cowboys, Mr. Ed Too Tall Jones. He's a mythical figure. in the game of football. We have for the Chargers, Cliff Thrift. Another team leaders card, the San Francisco 49ers. 1982 team leaders, Jeff Moore, 281. 1982 record breaker, Fulton Walker. Most yards, kickoff returns in the Super Bowl game. We have another Frank Hawkins with the Raiders. Isaac Curtis with the Bengals. Gifford Nielsen with the Oilers. Otis Wilson of the Bears. Wilbert Montgomery, team leader Philadelphia Eagles. And Mr. Mike Webster of the Steelers. And Mike is a Pro Football Hall of Famer. So I am going to sleeve this one up. And we'll put it back here on the stand. So we are down to segment 3 of this pack. Take great care in cutting this open. See what we have inside here. Rick Peros of the Broncos is on top. Another team leader card, Andre Franklin, Miami Dolphins. There's another Hall of Famer. In fact, it's another Steeler to go with our Mike Webster. I'm going to lay Mike over here where we can see him on camera. John Stallworth. That's another good addition. Say I'll take the time right now and go ahead and put him in a sleeve. We have some Mr. Stallworth cards, but they're much newer, so that'll be a great addition to the collection. All right, and for the Browns, Ricky Feature. The Patriots, Mr. Steve Grogan. I believe Mr. Grogan, yes, his Ottawa is home is Ottawa, Kansas, which is just south of us. He went to K-State, and he still lives there now. He was actually at a small show I was at a year ago. And right behind Mr. Grogan, we have Jan Stenerud, Hall of Fame kicker. Here he's shown with the Packers, but he played with the Kansas City Chiefs for a number of years. Was a great kicker for us. So that is another Hall of Famer. We'll sleeve him up. Put him right into the one touch. Straight from the pack after almost 40 years and into a one touch. And those, you can rest assured, will all go off for grading at some point. All right. The Cowboys, we have Pat Donovan. The Chargers, Doug Wilkerson. The Giants, Mr. Mark Haynes. For the Packers, we have Paul Kaufman. For the Eagles, we have John Spagnola. And the Cardinals, Mr. Otis Anderson. Peyton and Eli's father, Archie Manning, shown here with the Oilers. He's most notably remembered with the Saints. For the Seahawks, we have Mr. Jacob Green. The Saints, we have George Rogers. And, boy, we got the Steelers pack. We have another Hall of Famer, Mr. Jack Lambert. Fierce defensive player. And then behind that, we have Bruce Clark, which was our last card. So, out of 51 cards, unless I missed one, I see 4 Hall of Famers by themselves and a couple others on some league leaders and team leader cards. So 6 out of 51. I'm better with baseball, so I might have missed one. I'll have to go back through the pack and double check the list and things. But all in all, had some great additions to the collection. The things that Cole and I are trying to do, we want to either pull them from packs ourselves, find them at a shop that's not a baseball card store, or buy them online. So we are on our way, and it's a lot of fun. Really enjoyed this, and some great additions to the collection. Bunch of Steelers. If you would, please like and subscribe. Love to have you back. Thank you for spending your time with us here at Barnstormer Baseball Cards.